Before we get absolutely shit-faced, I'd like to remind everybody that this podcast contains two very pissed-up gays of their opinions, rants and raves in life, and overall explicit content which we know you will love. Everyone and anyone is welcome to this podcast, so strap yourselves in, pour yourself a large one, down it just like us, and pour another, and let's get this going and read between the wines. Well, this is a little different, filming a episode for the first time in God knows how long.
It has been some time, yeah.
It's been a long time.
I know, yeah. I'm almost like used to it.
I know, I feel, as an actor as well, I feel very exposed in front of the camera.
I feel very, like I've told myself I've more than we have
also,
done.
I feel like the camera looks at me and I just gained 10 pounds.
No, denied.
Oh no, I forgot to take my tablet.
It wouldn't be an episode without taking some tablets
well, I've
and a
got this
drink.
CBD drink now, haven't I? Which looks quite
Yeah,
nice.
exactly, yeah.
I don't know how this one's going to be because the other one was peach. This is wild berry.
Yeah, but well, you know,
who knows?
maybe it could be a future sponsor of this podcast.
I don't think we want CBD sponsoring our podcast. It's a fucking wine podcast.
It's a wine podcast.
Well, welcome back to an episode.
Yeah, we are here again.
Fresh. We're over Adele now. Well, I'm not quite over Adele. Like, I want to go back.
Yeah, we do want to go back. Yeah, last week, right? This is the final week of
It's the last week, yeah.
shows.
I think Saturday is the last one.
I believe so.
I have been looking at flights, but I don't think it's feasible.
Never say never.
I'm not going back to see Adele. But yeah, back from Germany and ready to roll again. How's the week been?
It's been a shorter week because of the UK bank holiday, obviously. Mm-hmm. So
telling that to our 16% American fans.
Well, there we go. That's why I said I referred to it as the UK one.
Do you know what? I didn't pull the analytics, but we were talking about it the other day. We have obviously 16% of our audience now is the US, but we had quite a few people from Nigeria.
We did.
Where else was it? I can't remember.
Ireland.
I should have pulled this info, shouldn't I, for the episode? But maybe me.
Ireland, Australia. I remember you mentioning. I can't remember percentages.
There was a couple of countries I was surprised about.
Yeah, France. It was a French.
We had
representation from France.
I don't know why, because I don't speak well of French people on this podcast. But here we are.
Repping the European nations. Wherever they
maybe
are.
they listen to my Celine Dion episode.
That's maybe. Well, I'm sure they're here for the content as much as that.
Yeah. I feel like before we jump into news and before we jump into probably how filthy this episode is going to be, because it always is, I feel like I need to talk about my accidental Snapchat mishap.
Is this a precursor to the confessions?
Well, it's not, but this could go quite well with the episode. But we have to talk about what I did on Snapchat Saturday night, because we went out. I have obviously my best friend Kate, who I shouted out last week in the episode. We have obviously went in different paths, and you know, things happened, and we went in different directions. But now we've decided to meet up, and I always knew it was going to go this way. Like when we meet up again after a couple of years, we got incredibly drunk I think we drank 8 bottles of wine and Prosecco with her.
I mean, it's not that surprising because you do a wine podcast about wine.
Anyway, I remember getting home, but I was trashed.
Yeah.
And I remember taking a video of just being silly in my underwear. Like, I didn't really think much of it because I was only taking it for my, to show us how drunk we was the next day, or I was in particular. And I woke up to like a really angry message from my child who's she said, "What the hell is that on your story?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "This is so embarrassing." And I had to take a look and realise what it was, and I realised I put the video on. Now, it wasn't X-rated, there was nothing you could see, but I have lost my dignity now because there was a pretty what you would probably call a bulge pic. Oh god,
a crotch snap.
Yeah, well, it was a video, and I was like sitting there like, I'm drunk. Didn't realise that like full on package, which I was trying to save for my phone. I don't even know why. Thinking about it now, the logic in it. But anyway, I accidentally put it on Snapchat, and I put it on my Snapchat story.
To be clear, it's no longer there.
It's no longer.
Otherwise, everyone's rushing to Snapchat right now.
Then I heard friends of mine thinking, I thought you were drunk last night. Because I was like, yeah, I know, I get it. Let's move on from it. I've never done that.
Things we do when we're drunk.
I'm just glad it on Instagram, because my following on Instagram's a lot bigger than it is on Snapchat. And I would have
indeed.
That would have been the last episode last week because I wouldn't have been able to film this. I would have been dead. Anyway, yeah, Snapchat mishap.
Well, we survived.
We survived. It wasn't you.
You survived.
It wasn't you that flashed the whole world your tighty red briefs. Oh, how embarrassing.
Oh, I could have got some money out of that. No.
People pay me to take it down.
Okay.
Oh, well, you got to see a funny side of it, haven't you?
Yeah, well, indeed. Yeah, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger.
Yeah, well, keeping with funny things, I don't know where, I didn't know whether we should put this into, like, the body of the episode or not, so I haven't. But I did see a funny thing this week, and I thought, well, let's bring it up, because we were meant to put this in before, and we didn't. We were meant to put it in last week's episode, we didn't, so I rehashed the article for this week's episode. So, thing I seen on, I can't remember what it was the worlds of the internet never fail, and it was like BuzzFeed or I don't know what's the other one, Reddit, something like that, anyway, and it was an article, and the article was called "What is the closest thing you have ever used in the moment instead of lube?" Now, wait, as gay people,
yeah,
this is an important step of the process.
it very much is. Yeah,
we don't self-lubricate like some people do, i.e. lovely people with vaginas.
Yeah, indeed.
We don't have those, right? So we don't do that.
Yeah.
So for us, obviously lubricating ourselves is
It's a very important part of the process.
Fucking hell, we're only 6 minutes in, talk about lube. Yeah, it's an important part of the process to make it logistically possible.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in that situation?
Well, I don't have lube.
Yeah, you had to use something else.
I mean,
Oh God, here we go.
no, I haven't. Like, I've always got away with, like, spit or saliva or something like that, which I think is kind of acceptable, right?
It is, but when you put it that way, it makes it sound gross, don't it?
I mean, I'm not a Hog 2 girl, but...
Oh, do you know what? I'm surprised she's not made this fucking podcast.
No! We should, yeah.
Oh, but yeah, I suppose spit is acceptable, I suppose.
Yeah, well, if you know, not everyone is always massively prepared and have, you know, a tiny portable bottle of lube around with you.
Well, no, that's there. So I suppose sometimes the good old saliva does the trick.
Yeah.
I haven't really used anything as a substitute.
I do have a story about someone I know, and I'm sure I've said it on this podcast before.
Is it someone you know, or is it you?
No, it's definitely someone I know. It's definitely not me.
Well, go on then.
And you will be disgusted by this because I know your feelings about it. But someone did use someone I know, someone I work with, someone you don't know. I've not.
Oh yeah, you say that because you don't want me to go out of that.
I'll tell you afterwards.
I'll just put it in the
once
credits.
told me that he was in the moment, didn't have anything. Why he didn't go to spit, I don't know. But he had a sachet of mayonnaise on his bedside cabinet, which he then proceeded to use as lubricant.
You've told me this before.
And I'm just like, A, this is disgusting. B, what a waste of mayonnaise.
Was it a gay sex?
No, it was a straight guy.
Why did he need mayonnaise if he was fucking a woman?
Very dry.
She was obviously dry as fuck. He obviously weren't doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine that.
I know. Mayonnaise
You
does
wouldn't know
smell.
whether it was like cream or...
Well, I think that's what is probably... in some ways, it's kind of quite...
She'll try it niggas on the next
thinking.
day and she'll be like, look at this and be like, oh God, I gave you a good night. No, hon, it's just the mayonnaise from when you put it out. Oh, that's rank.
Yeah, I don't know. I would never do that. I'd rather just go in dry.
Oh, no. But that's fine for you because you're... How do I put it?
Circumcised.
Yeah, I'm not. So that fucking hurt me.
But yeah.
But I'm not using... Anyway, so they asked if they are... Anyway, the point of this, they asked a group of people what they've used.
Okay.
And some of them seem quite, like, sensible and reasonable. Some of them sound disgusting.
I'm sure they do. And hence why we're reading them out on this podcast.
So one person has said coconut oil, which I don't think is a bad shout, to be honest, because coconut oil has benefit. I don't see the downside in coconut oil. It's good for your mouth, it's good for your teeth, it's good for your hair, it's good for your skin.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure shoving it up your ass, it's not going to make much difference.
Yeah. I don't know, like any kind of oil, I suppose.
Well,
maybe not sunflower oil.
Well, we're getting into it.
Okay.
But coconut oil, I kind of understand.
Yeah.
Can you believe it's only like, what, we're 9 minutes in? I'm looking at and we're talking about fucking... God, this
We're bringing the goods in quick.
Just as a disclaimer, I will say that this episode is going to be particularly filthy, right? It's going to be particularly bad.
Don't be surprised.
The next one, somebody said spit. Fine. We've had that.
Of course, yeah. I think that's a natural one.
That just seems like the most logical one.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway. Somebody put vape liquid. I imagine those skanks. You know those skanks that have what they called Lost Marys.
God, that's so weird.
It's got to be a kink girl.
I mean,
vape liquid.
I know they're scented, but still, that's rank.
Imagine like pineapple vape liquid. Surely that must burn.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I read these things, I don't know whether people are just taking the piss.
Yeah, you never know.
Well, they seem they've even put a cigarette emoji after their. Somebody else similar to what your friend was, butter. Somebody used butter as lubricant. Yeah. I don't know which one would be worse, that mayonnaise and butter. Probably mayonnaise. I'd say probably butter was worse.
I don't know. I think
butter would make it slide in better.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to put loads of butter on the floor. Me and my sister, and we used to go running like in the kitchen, skidding around. Did not think years later I'd be talking about butter as a lubricant. Here we are.
Also, I think like vapes fine, coconut oil fine. Who has butter in the bedroom? Who's
same person that has mayonnaise in the bedroom?
That's a good, fair point. It's a fair point.
I think Tammy and that sister probably's got
yeah,
butter.
Probably.
Is
that
my £1,000 sisters?
Yeah.
I bet it's them two.
No, she's not getting anything.
God. Anyway, next one. Closest thing I've used to lube is olive oil.
Okay.
That for me. This person says that for me technically worked. He said it also might give you cancer, but motor oil works great as well. I can't believe that one. I call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
A bit of petrol up your ass.
I mean, I hate to admit this because this is kind of weird, but I'm going to say this. I do remember watching a video when I was much younger about someone using grape seed oil, and apparently it gives the most intense orgasms. Ugh. But I mean,
why did you emphasise the much?
Well, I'm an old man.
Or this was really recent.
No, it was not.
Somebody's put they had a night out and they used pizza grease.
Oh.
Imagine ordering a Domino's at the end of the night and be like, I know what'll work.
Oh, no, but yeah. Picking out pepperoni and anchovies out of your pubic hairs.
If you ate each other out.
That's disgusting. Also, there's a jalapeno in there.
Oh, not for me. I don't eat jalapeno peppers. It would be one of those big meatballs that you get on the Mighty Meaty or Meateor. You could only stick that up my arse if it's a meat feast.
We're always here for the meat feast.
Somebody's put Dr. Pepper. Now I wouldn't be mad at that if that was a. I love Dr. Pepper.
I do, yeah.
I don't think I'd stuff it up my arse though.
Yeah, I can't imagine the acids in those. Yeah, the acids can't do much for your insides.
They say, don't they, like things like coffee and. Have I heard this, like coffee enemas I get, but have I heard Coca-Colas? No, because that's what they use to clean stuff with,
I would have thought so, yeah.
They use it to clean toilets, not your arsehole.
No, I would hope not. If you're going to a clinic to get a colonic, if they pull out a 12-litre can of bottle of Coca-Cola, then I'd leave.
Fucking hell. Well, Dr. Pepper was the last one. There's some interesting, some interesting lubes there.
Interesting people out there, clearly.
I wonder how hospital admissions were after that.
At least they didn't find like large objects inside people.
But that happens all the time.
That does happen all the time. Maybe next week we can identify some of the strange
Maybe there's a Dr. Pepper bottle up her ass or his ass because they used it as lube. They double whammy there.
Oh, could you imagine? What if you... Oh, no, I'm not even going to say that.
Let's move swiftly on. Well, let's dive into some news.
Yes, let's hear the news.
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck have finally called time on the divorce, which seemed inevitable. I don't know if we spoke about them last week, but I feel like we spoke about them a few weeks now. But anyway, the divorce has got messy.
Yeah.
Because there was no prenup.
There was no prenup, which, I don't know, I guess they're both stars in their own right. I mean, clearly Jennifer Lopez is... one of them would have to earn a lot more, but...
Wow, yeah.
I think it's been a long time coming. Like, everyone was so, like, ecstatic when they got back together after a long time. It was like 20
years, wasn't it, after they'd first dated and got together.
But... See, don't go back to your ex.
Oh, well. Beyonce's announced a new whiskey this week.
Okay.
As part of her ever-growing empire of just perfection.
Indeed.
But this is called Sir Davis, and I assume it's after her son, because she's got twins. I think one's called Sir.
Okay.
I think, how bad is that? I'm a biggest Beyonce fan going.
Yeah.
Anyway, they cost the whiskey itself will cost an eye-watering $79. So sign me up. I don't even like whiskey, but I'll drink
Just
it.
for the bottle. Can you imagine what the bottle, the
what I mean.
product packaging will be like?
Anything she's doing, I'm down for.
Well, I look forward. Is that available now in the UK?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I'm just thinking ahead. Slightly more tragic events. Mariah Carey this week has announced that she's lost her mother and her sister on the same day, which is absolutely awful.
Yeah, no details yet as to what exactly happened.
No
right?
details. I feel like her mum was unwell, but
Right.
her sister, no details on what has happened yet. But it is very sad.
We're sending our love to the Carey family.
She's never going to listen to this podcast.
we
But
gotta
still.
stay hopeful. Gotta stay hopeful.
Oh no, but that's really sad.
It's
though.
really
Whether you're a
sad.
celebrity or not, because I remember when this happened to Jennifer Hudson years ago. She lost her whole family. I think it was her mum, her sister, and her nephew or something.
Right.
But that was a murder. That was like a triple murder.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Like that. Not that makes it any better, because obviously they're still dead. But you know, if it all happens in one event, you could understand it. But this is separate events, and
What? No, I couldn't. What if my whole family got wiped out in a murder? I'd understand it more than just my.
no. But I don't know. It's less of a coincidence than if two separate people dying apart in your family.
I don't think I see it that way. But
I mean, it's still tragic and it's still terrible. I'm not.
But yeah, it's
trying to go
awful.
into it.
I'm going to quickly touch on this because everyone's fucking talking about it. Alasia's have announced the reunion, and they'll be hitting the stage once again in 2025 for a UK tour. Now, am I the only one that don't give a shit?
No, you're not alone. I think there's a lot of people who don't. I mean, I think they have some good songs, a lot of massive hits, and I would still listen to them if they came on. And
I enjoy some of the music, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but I'm not going to be one of these people
I'm
that's
not.
rushing out this weekend
No.
to get a concert ticket. I've seen it all over social fucking media. People are going crazy.
yeah,
about
people
it.
going nuts. Basically, people who haven't grown up since the 90s.
I mean, it is our era, though, isn't it?
It is our era, yeah, it certainly is, yeah.
But I'm just not interested. I said to you earlier, I will safely save the tickets for somebody else that cares more than me.
Indeed.
If it was Beyonce or Adele, then this would be another story.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just fucking glad it ain't.
Exactly, yeah.
Because my bank and your bank.
Yes, our bank managers will not be pleased if we spunk another 250 quid on.
Well, Justin and Hailey Bieber have announced... Now, I'm not a Justin Bieber fan, but I include this for a reason. Justin and Hailey Bieber have announced the birth of their baby boy, which they've named Jack Blues Bieber.
Okay.
They are being praised in the internet, and I totally agree, because it's about time a celebrity named a baby with a normal fucking
Yeah, exactly,
name.
yeah.
Gone are the days of Apple and Moses, and, oh, God knows what else. I mean, North... I don't want to bring Beyonce into it, but I don't necessarily agree with some of her kids' names. But this is just a normal name, and it's
Yeah.
nice to see a celebrity that's not
Yeah,
jumping on the fucking bandwagon.
absolutely, yeah. Well done for, a traditional name.
But yeah, it's nice to see. Nice to see.
Yeah,
some
absolutely,
congrats. Not massive fan of either one of them, to be honest, but I like the idea that it's
No,
just
no,
a
no.
normal name. About fucking time somebody did it.
This is their first child, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's their first
There
child.
we go.
Little boy.
Well, there we go. Some happy news to end it.
Yeah, Wendy Williams has resurfaced this week
Oh.
after a year of being out of the spotlight, and she was seen shopping at a holistic shop. The owner of the store said that Wendy was alert, aware, sharp, upbeat, and bubbly. So that's
Yay.
lovely. Lovely to see Wendy Williams in public again.
Yeah, that documentary was heartbreaking.
It was, and do you know what, ever since we've watched that documentary, I've constantly just Googled her name.
Yeah.
Because I was worried that God forbid you're going to see something.
Yeah, obituary or something. Yeah.
So I'm really happy about this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done. No, this
So
is
yeah,
good news.
so nice.
And is she still under the conservatorship? Is she?
Yeah, I think she's still under it.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Hopefully, this is the way out of the tunnel.
Well, it's good that if they're saying that she appeared very alert and aware, that's great. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, of course, yeah.
Medication does work. Dementia medication does work. so-
Indeed.
And then last story of this week, a son of an OnlyFans star who films his mum's X-rated content has gone viral, and he explained this week how he never ever gets horny watching the content. His name is Arthur, and he revealed that he is the camera person behind his mum's 50k a month
Oh, God.
OnlyFans content site, whatever you want to call it, in an Instagram Q&A session, and he insisted it's simply work and he doesn't get horny. The mother said, she was shooting an anal scene basically, and the mother explained that the scene itself got very messy
Okay.
And he was just like, ew, mum, that's gross.
That's an understatement. Well, how old is this child? I guess he's of age.
Yeah, he's in his like late
Fine.
20s.
We're not talking about like a 12-year-old.
No.
Because that would be absolutely disgusting.
No, so I think he's in his 20s.
Okay.
He's the cameraman and edits the mum's videos.
Still, you don't want to see your mum's minge out
Yeah,
every
it's
day,
weird,
do you?
though.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's weird. The fact that he had to film her doing an anal session, and when she says it's get messy, we all know what fucking happened. She didn't douche properly, did she? Can you imagine what happened?
There
and he's
we
had
go.
to film it.
Oh, that's rank. I should and like having to qualify that you don't get turned on by it. I should fucking hope not, you dirty bastard.
But you would understand why people would ask that question, because it's very weird that a son would film the content.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see that.
No, absolutely not. No. God.
I mean, she's earning 50k a month. That's amazing, but what does he get out of it?
Yeah.
Maybe she gave him some fucking money, because that's weird.
I would hope so, because that is really bizarre. No, that's not something I'm going to do for my mum.
Well, I should hope not. Your mum's in her 80s. Saying that though, there's lots of old people.
Oh, there we go. You know, granny porn. Always.
Well, I find it weird.
I find it weird too.
But it got me thinking. Fucking OnlyFans. We've not really spoke about OnlyFans very much on here. We spoke loads about Grindr.
Yeah.
But we've not really spoke much about
No,
OnlyFans.
I think we touched on it in our like social media episode, but not for very long.
Have you ever? I should ask the question. Have you got an OnlyFans? Is the first question.
If I did, they would be asking me to give money.
Well, have you ever subscribed to one?
I've never subscribed to one. No, I don't really feel the need to.
It's been going around for years now.
It has, yeah. And I don't understand how. I know people make an absolute fortune out of it, but who are the people paying for it?
I don't know, but I've subscribed to a couple of OnlyFans once or twice, but for the pure reason I was being fucking nosy, because I knew the people and I just wanted to see the content.
Okay,
right. So
enough.
me and my friends did it.
Okay.
So I've never subscribed to an OnlyFans for my own sexual gratification. It's been just because I want to see the person that I know, because it's like curiosity amongst all of my friendship group.
They're not owned by like Twitter or Facebook or anything like that.
I don't know, but Twitter's like just the free version.
Yeah.
It's
well, there we go. That's it. And that's it. I don't understand who is paying. Like, I mean, I don't even know how much people pay for these people's pages.
I think it can depend. It depends on your status and how
whatever it
popular.
is too much.
Oh my god, I forgot to talk on this podcast about me being on Cameo now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not on OnlyFans though. I'm just on Cameo.
Not yet.
No,
if you want his X-rated content, get to Snapchat.
There was absolutely no. Yeah, I've gave it all away on Snapchat, haven't I? Yeah, I've subscribed to one or two, but I've never actually subscribed for any form of sexual pleasure.
And is there, again, this is just my naivety, and I'm not expecting you to know all the answers. Maybe you don't.
I probably do.
Are they only nude? Is there any nude content?
No, I think it's a lot of it is nude content, but I think you can post some other weird content. In fact, can you stop jumping the gun, please?
Okay, sorry, there we go. That's where my mind went.
No, to answer your question, I don't think it is just nude content.
Yeah.
I think it is whatever you want it to be. Right?
Okay.
That's what we were saying last week about that Jessica Alvarez.
Oh, yeah, of course,
the former human Kendall. She claims that her content isn't nudity, but it's just of sexual, esque.
Yeah.
So she was fuming that it got her bank got closed because of it. She was like, none of it's actual sex. Saying that though, that fucking picture of Katie Price being shat on, I bet that was on OnlyFans.
It's doing the rounds.
Well, celebrities do it, don't they? A lot of celebrities join it because it's really lucrative.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the Hollyoaks lady. She was an actress in Hollyoaks. My cousin would know who she is. Well, he was probably, because he was in Hollyoaks, wasn't he?
Right.
She started an OnlyFans, and Hollyoaks, the producers of Hollyoaks actually said to her, right, you need to choose between Hollyoaks or OnlyFans. She chose OnlyFans, so they sacked her.
Wow. I mean, that's it. If you are an actor of any kind, you've got to understand that that's massively going to affect your career. You can't do that.
That's another prime reason why I would never do it. I mean, I would never do it anyway because I've got a bit of self-respect.
Indeed.
And I'm not knocking anyone that does OnlyFans. That's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got my own personal struggles with body image, and obviously I've had an eating disorder, so for me, it wouldn't never work.
Yeah.
But I don't knock other people that do it. If you make money on it, great.
There was also something like during the Olympics that they were saying how many Olympians had their own OnlyFans channels.
I just think it's career destroying. If you're in this type of industry where you're trying, you're speaking to people that listen or tune into you every week, it works for some, but it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, no, not for me. No one's paying for this anyway, so it's fine.
Well, leading on to what you just said quite nicely, there are a few OnlyFans, very lucrative OnlyFans accounts that are not necessarily sexual, but are sexual. So I've pulled together a few.
Interesting. Okay,
let's have a little chat about them. So the first one of the most lucrative OnlyFans pages is of someone called Evelyn Miller, and she was born with 2 vaginas and 2 wombs. Okay, so she does an OnlyFans.
Interesting,
showing it all off.
Wow, 2 vaginas and 2 wombs. Mm-hmm. So almost like, was she a twin or something?
I don't know. I didn't look that much into her page, to be honest.
2 vaginas.
That's something for you to look at after. Let your fucking history be scarred by it. It's always my fucking history. I don't know. I'd be curious to see that, though.
Yeah. What? I don't know. I can't even imagine that. That's bizarre. Well,
it's like those 2 twins that got married. The conjoined twins.
But they only have 1 vagina.
Yeah, I know, but they've got 2 heads.
They're kicking themselves now, aren't they?
Maybe they should all team up. Both of them could lick her out.
I'm sure people would pay good money.
If their husband is into the fact that they've got 2 heads, he's going to love if they hook up with that woman with 2 vaginas. Oh, God. I'm going to hell. Anyway, moving on. The next one is someone called Alice Lovegood, and she makes money on OnlyFans by pumping her breast milk and letting users watch.
I've heard this being a bit of a kink for some people. I don't understand it.
Remember when they opened that ice cream shop? Was it?
It was in London, wasn't it?
Probably East London, I imagine.
Probably, yeah.
Where it was breast milk ice cream, weren't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't try it. But actually, saying that, I believe who is the that fitness person, Joe Wicks? Oh. Didn't he recently get in trouble because he said he drank his wife's breast milk?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. I think you're right. Allegedly, let's just put that in there because in case he didn't. I don't know, but that's fucking weird.
Yeah, that is weird. I mean, I never tried breast milk. Have you?
No, I have not.
No, fine.
Before. And I'm not planning to. She ain't getting mine about £5.99 a month for her OnlyFans fucking page.
Yeah, not for me. Not for me.
It's putting me off my CBD. The next one. This is a very lucrative OnlyFans page. Her name is Stephanie Matto.
Okay.
Some people might know her from her stint on 90 Day Fiancé. I don't, and I love 90 Day Fiancé, so she can't be that fucking memorable.
I don't recognise the name, though.
Must have been one of the early series that I've not watched. Anyway, she has made quite a killing from selling her farts in jars on OnlyFans.
We had some confessions about this the other week, didn't we?
She's since retired from farting in jars after claiming she was taken to hospital with a suspected heart attack from trying to fart too much. Oh, love. I don't have any audio of Stephanie farting in a jar. However, I do have audio of somebody, like those unboxing.
Oh, yeah.
When they unbox their, beauty haul. Well, we've got one of someone unboxing one of Stephanie's farts. So let's give it a listen.
Okay.
And here we go. I'm just going to take... Okay, ready? I'm going to take a nice long one. So here we go. Oh yeah. That's some good shit right there. So, just first thing, it's my eyes are watering a little bit. My eyes are really watering. So my first impression is it's like a oaky.
Oh no. It's made me choke as well. It's rank.
It's like you're sniffing poppers, but it's her farts.
But they get sent. I mean, you've got to send airtight containers.
They do. So she sent. Well, it's a jar, and she puts it in a jar, and she tightens it up, and then she sends this little box, and it's like a beauty box, you know, like one of those fucking influencers. It's one of those.
Oh, by the sound of that guy's reaction, that must be the one that sent her to hospital, because that sounded rank. Sounded like it smelled like...
I wonder if before like she does it, she eats like food that's high in fibre and stuff like that, and protein. Imagine. I just don't get it.
I don't get it at all. It's rank. That is rank. I don't like to smell my own farts. I don't want to smell anyone else's. Absolutely not.
Also, like, I know that she's like marketing it as hers, but how the fuck do you know that it's actually? And then she said, because I tried to find some footage of her doing it, and you like there is one.
Right. But even then, it's no guarantee that that's...
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you sniffing? Remember that anthrax fucking problem in the UK when they you never know what you can open.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. She's probably got a pet cow in the garden who just farts into these.
God. Anyway, moving on. Fucking gross.
No.
The next one is somebody by the name Peekaboo Pumpkin. That's her OnlyFans name.
Okay.
And this is the real life bearded woman, and she makes a living posting photos and videos on OnlyFans of her stroking her beard, and people fucking love it.
There we go.
You should just watch an episode of the watch a scene from The Greatest Showman if you want free content of bearded women.
Yeah.
Well, find that. Go down fucking Bexley High Street. There's plenty of them.
I don't know. Yeah, I find kind of bearded women very strange.
I feel bad. So far, all of these OnlyFans accounts obviously been women, but
yeah.
Oh, I don't know. When she's making the most out of what she's got.
Well, there we go. That's true.
And
hey, people are lapping it up quite literally.
Clearly.
Big girl's got to eat. A bearded girl's got to eat.
So the next one is a lady called Jenna Phillips, and she rakes in 6 figures a year pretending to be a puppy on her OnlyFans page. A dog.
Pretending to be one.
Yeah, so she acts like a fucking dog on her OnlyFans, and people subscribe to it, and she gets paid very generously. I've got a couple of audios of Jenna in action. There is video, but obviously this is a podcast, so we can't view it. But I'll play you some of Jenna's, some of her most lucrative scenes. So let's give it a whirl.
That's right.
Come on. No, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. Come on, Jenna, go. Let's go. Bad girl. Let's go.
Now that what sounded like 2 dogs fighting was actually 2 girls, both acting as dogs.
I mean, to not see the video, like, it does sound like a good dog impression.
Well, she's earning 6 figures from it. She must have perfected her bark and her woof.
But then again, like, comes back to the point, just go down your local park. You see dogs aplenty.
Or come out Pure Nightclub in Bexley. I'm really shady Bexley tonight, aren't I?
Other shitty town nightclubs are available.
Guys and girls, they're both dogs.
That's just so bizarre. Like, people have more money than sense.
I know, but it's fetish. It's going back to what we've said before on this podcast. It's obviously like part of its kink, isn't it?
Well, I guess, there's, the pup thing is a massive thing, mostly in the gay world, I thought. But I've never seen. Well, I say I've never seen because I don't go looking for it. But some people are into stuff like that, I suppose. And she's making 6 figures in a month, a year. That is crazy. Like, I'm an animal lover, but I'm not going to pay for that. I'm not going to pay for that.
I want to see real dogs.
Does she dress up as a dog as well, or does she just like...
From what I've seen of her content, no. Like, she'll have a lead on sometimes.
Okay.
But she doesn't dress up as a dog, so it's not like cosplay or some of those documentaries we've seen in the past where they actually dress up as dogs.
Yeah, or horses.
It's not from what I've seen. It's not, but I haven't looked at her OnlyFans page. I've only gone by me doing my research.
Again, Jenna, good on you for making a living. At least in some respects, I respect her for not making it sexual. But does she fuck the others doggy style?
I don't know. Probably.
That's what dogs do.
Next one. This next one's quite famous. Her name's Farrah Abraham. She was star of, I think, Teen Mum in the US, and she's made quite the career. since then. She's been on Celebrity Big Brother UK. She's done lots of her own
That's
shows.
the name.
But she has gone one step further than Mrs. Fart in a Cup lady. She took it one step further and began selling shit in jars of shit. And she sent it out to her fans.
So this is the other thing. People aren't just paying money to see her channel. They're then paying additional money to literally get shit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Her shit, she's like, her content is shit anyway. Now people are paying for the physical version of what she does. I don't know, that's just fucking disgusting. I just can't. I don't understand. I don't understand a lot of these, to be honest.
No.
Like, oh.
Katie Price must be spending a fortune.
Oh yeah, she should have just jarred it up. You're getting it wrong, Katie. It's not meant to go on your belly. It's meant to go in a jar.
Maybe she was the promo sponsor.
But I also got to think, right, yes, she's probably making a shitload of money from it, and great. Like,
Yeah.
But there must come a point when she's, like, on all fours or, like, squatting down in her bathroom with a jar on her arsehole thinking, what has my life become?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm making loads of money, but is this what my life was destined to be? This ain't going into the pension fund, is it? Like, I don't know, have more fucking respect for yourself.
I also think, like, how much shit can you produce in a day?
Well, exactly. Imagine if you had like 10 orders or something. You'd have to go take a dog collapse or something, wouldn't you? Fucking hell.
Even then, like, that's dangerous to push out that much waste out of your body. Like, no.
Anyway, let's move
God.
it on. Look, what's this podcast without a story about shit? The next one, Holly Maguire. So she makes £4,000 a month sneezing and coughing for fans. And she, apparently, during COVID, the COVID pandemic, is when her business really boomed. Apparently she was an ex-Footballers' Wives star. Now again, it's one of my favourite shows. I can't work out who she is, but I didn't really look into it too much. But yeah, she raked in £4,000 a month in COVID with videos of her coughing and sneezing.
That's quite a good living, I suppose.
I mean, that's the way to shove two fingers up to COVID, isn't it?
Well, there we go. Yeah.
She must have been raking it in if she caught it.
But then again, like, what do you... I don't understand that, because, like, fine, with a fart or a shit you can smell something. What does a sneeze doesn't smell of anything?
So, but maybe I don't know, maybe she sneezes onto the camera and
maybe
spit or something.
Maybe
I don't know.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Maybe her tits bounce when she coughs. Like, why don't you subscribe to her channel?
I think I'm going to do all right without that thing.
Next one is a guy called Teddy Bear.
Okay.
And he literally looks like a teddy bear, so he never shaves. And if you're into extreme body hair, then Teddy's your guy.
Okay.
I've seen a picture of him. He's really hot, but I don't like hair like that.
And no, not really thick hair. Like, I know bears are everything in the gay community, but if you're literally covered head to toe in just...
I used to only like my chest used to be so hairy, and then I went to a party where I had to wear leather. First and last time I ever did that. My skanky ex-partner. Joking. It's not my sort of vibe though. That's
No.
my point. I would never have gone usually.
No,
Ever
I
since
don't...
then I've shaved it off.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind a little bit of hair, but to be
I don't mind a little bit, but I'm not going to subscribe to teddy bears.
No, absolutely not. No, I find it kind of... Who was it? There was a famous... I can't remember... Well, obviously, even older than I am, I think. It was a radio DJ that they always used to refer to as the hairy cornflake because of his dirty back.
That sounds like a teenage supporter that's left his breakfast bowl in his room.
Yeah, exactly.
For
That's
3
it.
days, and it starts
It's
to
not
get
appealing.
mould.
It's not appealing. I don't know who it was. I'm not going to say.
Either that, or it's some kind of weird like euphemism or something. Ooh, I want to see your hairy cornflake.
No, maybe go see the doctor about that one.
Anyway, God. And then the last one is a guy called Brian, aka the Gainer Ball, and he makes loads of money on OnlyFans by consuming 10,000 calories a day, and he has a huge fat fetish following.
Okay, what's his name?
Brian, aka Gainer Ball. Why?
Who was? I remember watching an interview on Piers Morgan where he interviewed an influencer who...
Oh yeah, he did.
I wonder if that's... He was basically the guy who was in People Just Do Nothing, wasn't it?
Wasn't he like... He was a really big guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. And he became famous for like doing content specifically about being overweight and quite obese.
I mean, No, I don't think it's him. I just
No.
had a look.
Fine, okay.
However, I mean, good that you're earning loads of money doing stuff like that, but really bad for your health.
Really bad for your health.
Really bad for your health.
Yeah.
Consuming 10,000 calories. I mean, I couldn't. That for me, that is my worst fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
I
of course.
couldn't do it. But I mean, there are people that pay for it, don't they?
Well, there's always going to be someone who's going to pay for some kind of shit. I mean,
Farrah Abraham's your girl. Farrah Abraham's your girl. Oh, anyway, OnlyFans. Let's. I don't think I can read anymore.
no, I think we've heard quite enough of that. Especially some of those. I think let's go back to the sexual content.
Well, on that note, let's try and listen to our favourite part of the podcast, which is our little confessions podcast. I'll say that we've just done a whole segment on like disgusting OnlyFans stuff. I'd like to say we're going on something cleaner. It's never something cleaner.
Never anything cleaner than that.
Well, anyway, let's listen to some slutty confessions.
Let's hear them.
Now, I just want to point out that some of these might be quite gross.
We say this every week, but I know you've said
in particular, there's one in particular this week that's made me feel terribly sick every time I look at it. And I've not read it out. I've not read it aloud yet, but I've read it in my head, and I just hate it.
Okay.
You might not feel as bad as me, but I don't like it.
Well,
now, I had a little bit of a. You know those moments I was just talking about where Farrah was squatting over, having a shit,
Yeah.
and she realised what has her life become? Well, I had a similar one of those this week, but it wasn't about what has my life become. I was going through the confessions and I was like, oh my God, people listen to us every fucking week, and it gets worse and worse. Especially when there's respectable people that I know tuning in.
For this 1 hour or so every week,
Yes.
people throw out all dignity, all pride,
But
all shame.
these confessions do get worse, and we love it. We love to hear.
We're
it because
living for them.
I think the reason why we like this segment, and I love this segment, is because it just makes me laugh.
They're hilarious.
Makes me laugh.
That's it. Once you get over the disgustingness of some of them.
I mean, if they've been tuning into this podcast, we've been doing this podcast just over a year now. You know what's coming. But I will say this week, disclaimer, yeah. If you're if you gag easily, probably this ain't the segment for you. Some are a bit more tame. Anyway, so let's get into it. So the first one, so this is a lady.
Okay.
She just gave her name. It's anonymous, and she said, I'm a 20-year-old female, and I can't keep fucking old men off of Tinder. I've always been a slut, I admit it. But recently my sex drivers went through the roof. I'm fucking a guy off Tinder pretty much every night. The older, the better. They pick me up and we'll do it in the car or back at their house. Help, I just can't stop. The older, the better. Fucking hell.
I want to know, like, what the age gap is. Like, I'm guessing this...
Well, she's 20.
So she's 20, so we're talking about at least 50 plus.
I would say probably older. She said the older, the better.
Yeah.
God, at what point are you like, oh, no... You might give him a heart attack.
Some people like the older men. Like some people are into that.
Not that I want to put this lovely lady in this same bracket, but about that 102-year-old that fucking jumped out of the plane this week.
Yeah.
If she can jump out of a plane this week, then these old men can go on Tinder. It makes me think as well, if you're that old, do they know how to use Tinder?
Oh, clearly they do. Some of them are.
God, she's like the Tinder swindler, isn't she?
I don't know. I kind of feel like it's the reverse. She's doing them a favour.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think they're complaining.
Well, that's what I mean.
20-year-old girl.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Although she's doing it every night. Like, girl, you must be sore. Maybe she needs some of that butter from earlier.
Yeah. Let's hope she does her Kegel exercises.
God. Oh, well, that's a good confession. But
also, it's also sometimes the older men who are kind of like horses, aren't they? Maybe that's why she does it.
How do you know that?
I've heard stories.
Where?
On this podcast.
Yeah, all right. Don't you blame this podcast. Now, this next one, I didn't want to put this one in because it's not even that bad, but you'll get the gist. Okay. So this is a guy, and he said, oh, God. He said... we had a secret fingering in the hot tub.
Oh, God.
Now, I didn't want to put this in because I put the hot tub on. This happened a couple of years ago. My wife and I were on holiday with another couple that were good friends. Let's call them Mike, 41, and Samantha, 37.
Nice, good, solid
Okay.
name. Yeah.
One night after a few drinks, we head out to the hot tub with a bottle of champagne. Sounds lovely, don't it? That's my sort of night. It's my sort of night.
exactly. Yeah.
We're all sat around drinking and chatting, and then I feel the leg of Samantha brush up against mine. Under the cover of the bubbles, I reach out and brush my hand over her lap gently. She responds, and I can feel her legs open a slight amount. I run my hand up her leg slowly until my little finger grazes her. You know what?
Okay.
I feel her legs open slightly, so I reach further and apply a little bit more pressure. This is all happening in a hot tub. This continues for a while I'm rubbing her pussy all over her bikini. I don't know why I've become prudish in this episode. Then I slide my hand fully into her bikini bottoms, and we're all sitting there chatting, sliding my fingers in and out, when Mike and my wife head back inside. Oh, this isn't even his wife. And I said we'll just sit in the hot tub and finish our drinks. As soon as the door closed, she straddled my lap, moved her bikini to one side and lowered herself onto me. We slept together and fucked furiously for 2 minutes max before going in like nothing had happened. My hot tub's on outside. I don't want to. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. What? Now, champagne, yes.
Yeah.
Hot tub, yes. Lovely. I just... Ooh.
Did the two other halves go inside to have sex as well? I'm guessing
never know,
not.
Do we? We never know. Yeah. I don't think... Well, this is an anonymous person, so I can only assume Mike and Samantha wasn't their real names.
No, I'm
anyway,
sure
Samantha,
not.
you little dirtbags,
You little vixen.
And him. Don't be giving our hot tubs, like... making it all filthy. Hot
Yeah,
tubs.
you're not coming around, are you?
You ain't coming in my hot tubs, for sure. Next one, so this is female. I'm 34 years old, and my husband's best friend helped me with my increased sex drive during my pregnancy. For some years, my marriage has been open for me and my husband's approval only. Towards his closest friends, I've been maintaining sexual relationships with 4 of his friends and have been enjoying it all these years. They're genuine friends first, who have been there for us with any help we've ever needed, along with showing me an amazing time every time we get together. The arrangement has really helped me when I was pregnant. The time when my libido was sky high and my husband alone couldn't keep up with it, and I had the guys come over almost every day to give me sex, oral, you name it, we did it in the last month of my pregnancy. I mean, if it works for you, hun, then you do you.
Absolutely.
If you're in an open relationship and you've got an agreement, then there's nothing wrong with that.
Isn't there I thought it's probably an old wives' tale about you can induce pregnancy from having sex.
Yeah, I think you can, and I think there's something in semen, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like an enzyme which can...
Yeah,
well, that's the thing, but also, now you said that, there's like 4 of them, like you've got a little baby in there.
Yeah.
Don't corrupt your baby.
Exactly, yeah. Get your child coming out of you.
Oh,
like
don't even go there. Poor kid. I mean, if they've got the agreement, then good luck to them.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So no, I'd feel very uneasy.
Yeah,
about
that would be incredibly.
I don't think I could like.
No, I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want that. I mean, I wouldn't want an open relationship. Full stop. So.
No, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about fucking a pregnant person. I don't think I could do that.
No. Well, it wouldn't work for us.
Well, actually, I've got kids.
You do.
But yeah, I mean, if that arrangement works for them, then you go, girl.
Yeah.
Quite a good confession there.
That's quite a good confession. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the only reason why I kept this one in is because me being naive, I read it. And I thought, oh, that sounds fun. So this person said doing coke from my girlfriend's body. I thought it said Diet Coke from my girlfriend's body. And when I was reading this confession, I was drinking a Diet Coke in the car. So I was like, yes, let's put this one in. It's meant to be. Only when I read a little bit more into it.
Not the kind of
I'm in my university year at university, and I've been dating a girl for 2 years now. And recently we've gotten into a bit of coke every now and again. I love lining up on her tits and doing it off my cock. It makes sex much more enjoyable. The rush, all of together. Now I understand the hype. I've never done a drug in my life, and I was really excited when I thought it said Diet Coke. And I was like, yes, that sounds like a great idea. Maybe it was all the Dr. Pepper lube thing I was reading earlier.
Yeah, exactly,
I was on a fizzy drink.
On a sugar rush. Yeah.
Well, naive me thought it said Diet Coke, so there we go.
Well, maybe by the time this episode comes out, diet cocaine will be a thing. Who knows? Calorie free.
I'll stick to the drink.
Indeed.
This next one is a guy, and he said, I didn't have to work overnight this weekend, brackets, I'm a babysitter. So I got home and wanted to watch something. For some reason, I watched a movie. Oh, it's a woman, sorry, not a
Okay.
bloke. I watched a movie and some reason I ended up getting really wet. I teased myself a little bit, but my titties needed some attention too. So I began to tease my nipples. I was feeling amazing. But I wanted to feel even better. So I placed my Pilates mat on the floor, which was an excellent cushion, and my pillow so I could hump it. I don't have any sex toys, so this was a good solution. My hips were moving really fast while I was pinching my nipples gently. I've got 2 roommates, so I tried to hold in my moans so they wouldn't hear me. I kept moving and my clit was feeling very sensitive and slippery. I also placed a mirror in front of me because honestly, I love how my titties bounce as I have pleasure. I was watching myself when I reached an amazing orgasm. And I could taste and smell the pillowcase. Oh, God. Then I had a shower and had sweet dreams until the moment I wanted to share this experience with everyone. I have no words.
I don't have any words either. Let's hope she didn't share the experience by spraying herself all over the front room settee.
Oh, my God, do you remember? We've had a few stories about that in the early days.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hope it wasn't. I hope it was her own pillow. Imagine it was like one of the sofas and she's got roommates.
Oh, that's disgusting. Turn it around the other side.
Oh. It's like that thing we've seen recently, the tuna prank.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love those videos.
If you haven't done that, you should go to YouTube. Type in tuna prank.
It's the funniest thing
It
I've
was
ever
a TikTok
seen.
thing, yeah.
I mean, this is quite a funny confession. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a slutty one. I think it's more of a funny one.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. And again,
there's probably an OnlyFans opportunity.
I'm sure there is, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Sexual yoga or something.
Oh, my God.
I'm sure it's been done.
Yeah, well, next one. This person's called themselves the Man of Honour.
Okay.
I've been listening to my parents have sex for so many years. Initially being in the same room once too. The loud sounds of the bodies slapping each other and the sounds of each... I'm not going to repeat that bit. The sound of her hitting him. The bed going crazy, cranking with each stroke. All these sounds make me come in seconds sometimes. My parents would even warn me about them waking me up. But little did they care, and they used to fuck each other even harder. The whole room gets the smell of sex, and I end up coming multiple times in my blanket. Oh my God! And then the person has signed off, it's heavenly. Oh God! I couldn't read that one without stuttering. That was the worst read confession ever. But I can't. This is what I mean.
Your
just when you think that the confessions that people like share can't get any worse. I would say that you need some therapy.
I think you absolutely need some therapy.
You probably need a flat or a house of your own as well.
Also, when would it have been in the same room? They said once in the same room.
Maybe it was like when he was a kid, and then now he's got like... It was like this feels like something from like a Freud psychological study. I don't know.
Right, if it isn't, there should be one.
Yeah, I don't think you need us to read out your slutty confessions. I think you need to go find a therapist, babes. Because that's quite the confession.
That's quite bizarre. Yeah.
Next one. My girlfriend doesn't know that I've made porn.
Okay.
Ooh.
Maybe an OnlyFans.
Could be an OnlyFans. Well, let's read it. Yeah. I'm 25, male, and I live with my girlfriend, who's also 25. We've been together since 2018, and I've been living a lie. It all started when I was 21, when I started my own thing for strangers online. At first, I posted a lot of pics and videos of me jerking off, doing this, doing that, getting a few views, and eventually got some jobs from it. I used to have sex with multiple women on camera and made a decent amount of money doing it. All of the vids of me are online still, and I'm always afraid that she might find one. I've done gangbangs, threesomes, and some bondage. I often look back at it. I love the feeling of strangers from around the world watching me. Sometimes I even think about posting them again just for fun, and I love hearing what people say about my body. I don't know what to do. Oh, I mean,
Some people enjoy that kind of voyeurism, I guess, and like showing themselves, but I just think it's deceitful to your girlfriend.
It is deceitful. It is deceitful to an extent. I mean, if this happened before they got together, then, you know, it's these things happen. I mean, I've made a few fucking mistakes in my life, but I think if you're worried that she's going to find it, then you probably should say something. But Where I think it becomes deceitful is when he says that he often looks back at it and sometimes thinks about posting it again just for fun.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, you really are playing with fire.
Yeah.
And you probably should say something.
I agree.
I can't imagine her being too happy about this, though.
Absolutely not. No.
It's one of those things that you should just say it from the beginning.
Yeah. That's it. I don't know.
And if this was like what we know, 2024, so that's, 6 years ago?
6 years ago, yeah.
Was OnlyFans there 6 years ago?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Probably not.
I don't think it was. So I don't... Oh, God, I've got a fucking picture of that £10,000 calorie man now. Yeah, I mean, I quite a good confession, but yeah, I think it can... You're playing with fire, that's all I can say.
Absolutely playing with fire. I think, keep it going and ditch the girlfriend or ditch the work and stick with the girl.
Do you know, it's like OnlyFans, just reading into it, OnlyFans is London-based. Started in London.
I didn't know that.
United Kingdom, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, it was founded in 2016, so it could be an OnlyFans.
Oh, maybe, okay.
Could have an OnlyFans account. I mean, it would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that is a little bit deceitful.
I think it is. Yeah, I think you need to choose one or the other.
Ken, making money from it though.
Well,
makes us think, what are we doing this podcast for? I'm not doing an OnlyFans account. Never. Anyway, next one. I've been seeing this girl, and she sent me a video of her pissing. Is this weird flirting? The girl I'm talking to, I've been talking to her for a bit. She was having a girls' night, and evidently she had to pee. She recorded herself and put like one of those little stickers over her vagina so I couldn't see it from the app, but still recorded herself peeing for like a minute straight. She just said, I just took the longest pee ever. She was very drunk, but I still remember to cover her pussy in the recording. What does this mean? Has anyone ever had anything like that? Well,
how considerate to cover the...
Yeah, how considerate to hide your vagina and you've just pissed like a camel.
It's something about piss play I just don't get either. I know it's, again, a big kink for lots of people.
I get it from a fetish point of view, but like this happened to me as well once. Like I met this like guy. I was actually with someone at the time, but he walked into Freedom Bar in Soho and he was the most beautiful boy I've ever seen in my life, and I was like, oh my god.
Okay.
And I went to the toilet, and all of a sudden somebody tapped me behind, like tapped my shoulder, and it was him. And he was like, oh, can I have your number? And then I looked at my ex, like, who's now my ex. I looked at him back at the table with, like, disgust. And I was like, ugh. So I was like, oh, I can't give you my number, but you can have my Instagram. So I gave him my Instagram.
Okay.
Because that's more acceptable.
Okay.
Anyway, he then, like, we was talking just on Instagram, very, like, just platonic at the time.
Yeah, fair enough.
But then he did the same thing to me. He sent me a video of him pissing in the toilet. Very similar to his, and he wasn't drunk. We don't talk to each other now. He blocked me because he tried to get... A couple of months later, he was in Freedom Bar. Sorry, hold on. He was in Freedom Bar, and he came in with a load of friends, and I had a table with two of my friends, and he just kind of like barged his way onto my table with his friends. Like kind of, I turned around at the bar, and my friend was like on the edge of the table, so I went over and I was like, "The fuck do you think you're doing?" You know what I like? And he was like, "Why are you being such an arsehole?" I said, like, you know, at that point, you can imagine how I went.
Game over. Game over.
He removed me as a friend after that, but I'm not bothered about it.
Oh, exactly.
But yeah, I don't think like when he's saying like, "Is this weird flirting?" Maybe. She probably should have checked if you're into that sort of thing before she sent it to
yeah,
you.
exactly. It's a very kind of niche thing.
Well, she was very considerate. She put a little heart. Over a little lady garden while the sprinkler was going off. You know, one of those sprinklers that you can attach to the hose. Remember those?
Yeah.
I bet it was like that. I've got this vision of her doing it into like a drain. I don't know why, because she said that she was mad drunk. It was probably in the toilet. But I'm just like...
on the side of the road.
Why would she do that? They've only just been seeing each other. I don't know, these people.
Oh, dear, some people.
This next one. So I recently hooked up with a guy I met from, being online, and he asked me to wear his wife's wedding lingerie. At first, I was a little nervous, but once he brought it out of her closet, I was totally in. Super sexy white lace with jewels and stuff, very, like, you jazzled. Super sexy, super cute, and almost the perfect fit. We acted out the wedding night shortly after.
No. No, that's so bad. No, that's so bad.
That's probably one of the worst
That is
confessions that we've had on it.
the worst.
It's not the one that makes me gag though.
I don't know. That is too
That
far.
poor wife.
Yeah, that's too far.
I didn't like this act at my wedding night. I'm like, no. She loved it though.
Yeah, I don't know. That's too far.
Yeah, I don't.
I can't agree to that one. Can't agree to that one.
I mean, that's a very, very juicy confession, but very, very bad.
Yes, very
Oh,
bad.
that like it doesn't. Well, we have no more context about this. We've just got
No,
her. We've just
we
got her.
don't.
She's labelled it as a little kinky confession, which I suppose it is.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah, that poor woman.
Yeah.
She doesn't, I would hope she doesn't know,
No, absolutely not.
unless they've been using mayo as lube. why is my wedding lingerie got mayonnaise in?
Left over from the wedding breakfast.
Yeah. It was all you can eat buffet love at the end of the night. Do you remember?
Remember we got the cab driver to stop off a KFC on the way
Oh,
home?
bless her. Pizza juices.
No, let's move on from that one.
Oh,
No,
woman.
no.
Oh no, but yeah, that is a juicy one though. We've got two more. I have to say this is a girl. It's like I'm 23 years old and I've done this for as long as I can remember. Every time I take off my panties and see discharge, I taste it. I can't help myself. I love the sweet, addicting taste of my cream. Sometimes I can't wait till I get home just to be able to taste what's left in my panties. Honestly, I told you this week that they were going to be bad.
I mean, I guess that's not the worst confession we've had today because at least it's your own produce. To be fair, it did also remind me of the fact that you always like to taste all the creams
Why
and
are you
lotions.
bringing me into this? I don't taste panties.
You don't taste panties.
Okay.
I'm very, very clear.
Also, because I taste like shower gel, you're putting me in the same bracket as this woman tasting a discharge.
it's not the same.
No, we are not the same person. At least all right, yeah, weird that I taste out shower gel. No. I've been doing it since I was a kid.
Yeah, it's fine.
I told you, it stemmed from that time when I accidentally ate a bar of soap.
I remember you saying.
I thought it was a
the
sweet.
Yeah.
I've got to work through it, all right?
It's fine.
I'm not tasting panties, though.
No,
Do you know what I
absolutely
mean?
not. Yeah, that's
so
rank.
bizarre.
But again, at least she's doing it with her own panties and not someone else's. Let's give her some credit.
Oh god. Okay, so the last confession.
Here we go.
This is the one that's made me gag. And it says, oh god. Oh, actually, there's more than one.
Okay.
There's more than one.
Save it.
Oh god. So this one says, nothing feels better to me than having a grown man nurse on my boobs. I just love how intimate the act of having someone suck on my tits while they lay their head on my lap and I play with their hair. It really turns me on so much. I love when I'm caressing their head as they try to get my entire tit into their mouth. It makes me squirm just thinking about it. I want to get pregnant or induce lactation just because the thought of having a man nurse and drink my milk. It turns me on so much. God, I feel so slutty confessing this. I mean...
That's the second breast milk one we've had. But I guess, I don't know.
Well, she's not pregnant. She just loves the idea of someone sucking on her boobies.
Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of sweet in some ways.
What the fuck is wrong with you? It's not sweet. It reminds me of that Little Britain.
Bitty.
Yeah, Bitty. Fuck me.
Again. It takes all sorts in this world.
Right, so the last one, and this is the one. So I'm going to give a bit of a disclaimer. This one is quite gross. I don't know whether I'm just like I'm just like being dramatic here, but it made me feel fucking awful.
Well, let's sit ourselves down, get yourself a drink. Or...
No, don't get a drink. Don't.
Let's hear it, come on then.
So the name of this confession is His Pre-Cum Was Chunky.
Okay. Again.
Oh,
Left
God.
without words.
Okay, here we go.
Give it a benefit of the doubt. Let's hear the rest of it.
What a confession to leave this podcast on. So this guy I hooked up with on a whim had me sucking him off in his car once, and I started tasting weird things in my mouth, like the size of a piece of food stuck on your tongue. So I pulled it out and kept on going. Then I realised it was his pre-cum, but it was literally chunky, and it immediately turned me off. It felt like I was tasting chunky milk, and I wanted to vomit. He asked if I wanted to swallow, and I pretended that I did. So when he came, I made him come in his hand, and he was annoyed. But I'm not about to swallow that.
Oh my God.
I'm worried now. I hope he didn't have some disease or STD. Should I worry? I'm disgusted. There's an update to this confession.
Okay. Let's hear the update.
The update. I threw up later because I kept thinking about it and it made me violently sick, so I threw up. I also gargled hydrogen peroxide for a second, so maybe that'll do the trick. He said he was on the 3rd day of a 3-day bender, so I'm praying it was due to dehydration and not an STI. But I would defo be on the lookout for any possible symptoms, and I will get tested in the next few days.
Oh my God. That is absolutely disgusting.
I have never heard of a confession so gross in my life. Chunky pre-cum. God, I can't take it seriously.
I don't even know what would cause that.
Oh, don't! I can't.
What?
Do you know what it reminds me of? When I was a kid and I was in when I was a kid, sounds perfect. When I was a kid and I was in primary school, they used to make us shake milk to make butter.
Oh yeah.
And after about 10 fucking minutes of shaking a beaker of milk, it started to go chunky.
Yeah.
That is what I immediately thought, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's fucking rank."
Curdled cum.
Oh, don't. Oh,
you had
gosh.
curdled cum swashing around your mouth.
Well, on that note, I'm going to make our listeners be really sick tonight. I hope you're not listening to this before bed, because you'll need a bucket.
Yeah, maybe save this one for, well, maybe not the morning, but...
I told you that it was going to be a bad one, didn't I? We'll make next week a little bit more...
maybe not PG, but a bit more light-hearted.
Maybe a little bit more light-hearted. If any of you can fucking top that one, then please let me know.
Right in. Good luck to you.
Oh, God. Well, I'm going to go take a sickness pill and jump in my hot tub and hope that I don't get fingered.
Indeed. Well, we can only hope.
But yeah, thank you for enduring this week's episode, because it's been a bad one. It's been a gross one. As always, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, Amazon Prime, and all other streaming platforms.
Indeed.
You can follow us on TikTok at
RBTW Official.
and on X at Read Between the Lines Official. I think I got that right. I probably got it wrong. But yeah, head over to TikTok. We have filmed this episode, so keep your eyes peeled, because this will be on YouTube.
Indeed.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You can see it live.
Yeah. So yeah, we shall see you on the next one.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.